Thank you for tuning in and welcome back, team. In today's home selling tips episode, you'll learn about what should sellers disclose to home buyers. My name is Finney, your real estate geek. If you need help finding a top agent where you live, or if you simply want to drop me a line to say hello, my contact info is below. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel now and like this video. To get the maximum impact of knowing what you need to disclose as a home seller to a home buyer, watch the entire video start to finish. So let's go ahead and talk about this. This is something that whenever I meet with families about listing their home, it can cause a little bit of anxiety. Andrew, do we need to disclose that we did a drywall patch? Do we need to disclose that we replaced the water heater, or we got a new refrigerator? Does that have to be disclosed? So let's go ahead and cut through the anxiety here, replace fear, which is just an acronym for false evidence appearing real, with the facts of what you should know about as a seller and what you need to disclose to a prospective home buyer. So I know it can be a little bit uncomfortable sometimes when you're thinking to yourself, we did do some repairs, but I don't really want to tell them about it, because if I tell a buyer about it, they might not want my home. Full disclosure is extremely important, and consider it like this. If someone gets good news, how do they respond? They respond favorably, right? And if somebody gets bad news, how do they respond? Well, most people are kind of like, well, yeah, didn't really want to hear that, but I appreciate knowing that, right? And then they move forward with that knowledge in hand. But if they get no news and something happens later, how do you respond? What most people just be really ticked off, like, what are you hiding? And what else are you hiding? Because you didn't tell me this. What else is going on, right? So that's the purpose of giving full disclosure to a home buyer. And you have different types of disclosures. You do have federal disclosures. And even though the majority of the disclosures that you're going to be working with are actually handled by state regulations, there is a federal law that requires a certain disclosure that you should know about. If your home was built prior to 1978, you're going to need to have a lead-based paint, probably a home inspection as well, added to the home inspection, but you're going to need to give a disclosure that your house was built prior to 1978 and it may have the presence of lead, and you may or may not be aware of it yourself, but by virtue of being built 1978 or older, you need to go ahead and provide that along with the lead-based paint pamphlet. Now, you, the seller, fortunately don't have to worry about procuring all these documents. The trusted real estate advisor that you hire to list your home will go ahead and take care of that, and they'll know that they need to get that done. But for you as a seller, it's important for you to know that lead-based paint is actually a federal law disclosure that must be given to the buyer if your home was built prior to 1978. So then you might be wondering, what if it was built after 1978? After 1978, you don't have to worry about providing that disclosure, but we'll need to now start talking about your state disclosures that you need to provide. So state regulations can often change, just so you're aware, and it varies from state to state, and they can change. So you need to rely on your trusted real estate advisor that you hire to assist you in listing and selling your property. So some states actually allow sellers to complete a disclosure form listing information about your home and a disclaimer form, and some actually will let you just have a disclaimer form that says, hey, I, the seller, have no knowledge of any known defects or issues about this property. So this is where it's really important to know what's going on, because in some states you'll actually have other areas where you need to disclose any kind of natural hazards like weather. Are you in a flood zone? Are you an earthquake zone? Some will have required disclosures that involve pollution issues or prospective zoning changes, or if it's located in a historic district. Maybe a little bit of fun here, but in Las Vegas, Nevada, everyone knows we have casinos, right? But whenever we get ready to list property and help people buy homes, we actually have to disclose there are casinos in Las Vegas. I mean, shocker, right? Everybody knows Las Vegas has casinos, but it's still required disclosure because it's a gaming regulation. It is one of our state regulations as it pertains to buying and selling real estate here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So depending on where you're at, there may be some hyper niche, hyper city specific disclosures like that you must provide. It could actually be something as simple as, hey, we have freeways going in, and you may or may not be encumbered by the construction going on those freeways at a given time. So those are disclosures that are issued by the state. There's also other things that you need to disclose to prospective buyers, and these are some pretty big ones. When you start talking about like water damage or mold, you need to disclose that if you've had it remediated, or if you know about the presence of it, or if there's any issues where you've had, like even since the time that you own that property, or maybe you bought that property and you didn't know about it, but then it popped up. You need to disclose any knowledge, whether it's been remediated or not remediated, in the presence of it on your seller's real property disclosure. Now, your trusted real estate advisor may just simply say SRPD, which is an acronym for Seller's Real Property Disclosure. The other thing, going back to lead paint, that must be disclosed. Hazardous conditions. If you have the presence of wildfires, the presence of earthquakes, the presence of floods, anything that's like natural calamities, those things are going to have to be disclosed as possible hazardous issues regarding your property. The next thing that needs to be disclosed is termite damage. Has your home been tinted? Has your home had termite damage? Does your home have termites? There's actually going to be a termite home inspection for anybody that's accepting a VA offer, which is from a veteran or active duty personnel. The VA actually requires that. In different states, they actually require it. And in a lot of cases, buyers just like to know whether there's a termite or not, so they know what they're getting themselves into. It's not things that would necessarily thwart you selling your home. It's actually about just giving the disclosure so that the buyers know. A good, for instance, is once upon a time, about 2-3 years ago, I was chatting with Mark Stark, who is our CEO and president of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Nevada Properties here in Nevada and in Arizona and in California. So he and I were talking, and he said, you know, there was an issue some years ago where there was a new construction going up, and in the new construction they had like scorpions, and he's pretty funny the way he explained it. He said, you know, it's like if you watch that movie Scorpion King, you see all those scorpions coming in out of the desert. He said it's almost literally like it was coming over the walls, but the builder didn't provide the disclosure that there were pests. And that is a required disclosure if there's pests like that, and known pests, right? And they didn't disclose it, and they got themselves in a lot of trouble and lawsuits and stuff. He said, well, here's the interesting thing. He said, one of the agents back then had listed a few properties in that new home construction. All they had to do is actually come up and disclose, hey, there's scorpions in here, there's pests in here, you may want to contact a pest control company to get them under check. Because think about it, anytime that a builder goes out and builds in a new area, you're disturbing the natural habitat. And the critters that may be present in that natural habitat may not exactly like that. So they come out like Scorpion King, and all these scorpions come over the fence or whatever the case may be, right? It is a desert, so we do have them out here. It just depends on how many. I haven't personally seen any on my own home, knock on wood, right? At the same time, it's very important to disclose that. So going back to Mark's story, he said that that agent disclosed that up front, and all those homes sold in like 10 days. Every single one of them sold. Just because you provided the disclosure and told them about it. It goes back to, how do you handle good news, bad news, and no news? If you keep that in mind, if you're thinking it in your head that you should disclose it, then you probably should disclose it. So moving on to the next point, you also need to disclose any kind of home repairs or insurance claims. So this is something that comes up a lot too. Andrew, you know, we renovated the kitchen. When we renovated the kitchen, we noticed that the plumbing needed to be changed out. Do we need to disclose that? Well, probably, yeah. Most definitely, you can't, if you have it in your mind that's just a question, just disclose it. And just say, hey, you know, we did the home renovation. Here's the receipts that showed what we did in the kitchen or bathroom remodel. We actually had to change out all the piping, which is good. So now that you, the home buyer, know that that's all brand new and everything's fixed. And most buyers are going to say, oh, cool, so I got new plumbing in that area of the house. And you're going to be like, absolutely. And they're going to say, thank you so much. And thank you for providing the receipt. So if I ever need to call somebody, I have a good idea of who to start calling. So that kind of stuff really helps out people. And, you know, with the insurance claims, it's specifically people look at like the past 7 years of a home. But if you've owned the home for longer than that, then you're going to need to also disclose whatever's gone on since that time. That's why it's really, really smart, and I've mentioned it in other home selling videos, the wisdom of keeping a binder for your home. In that binder, you want to keep a list of improvements, like your home renovations, right? You also want to keep a list of receipts for the repairs that were made, and you want to write down the dates that you change out, like major appliances, when you change out a refrigerator, a washer and dryer, a dishwasher, water softener, a water conditioner, you know, reverse osmosis system, a water heater, for instance. You want to keep dates of that. I mean, even if you plan on keeping your home, it's helpful to know that so you can plan your budget for the next year. If you're like, oh, wow, the water heater is 7 years old and we might be coming up for a change here soon. So that you know they'll go ahead and be prepared for that. So the impact of full disclosure is very, very significant. You know, from this video, I hope that you're learning just what you need to know to disclose. And it's very, very easy because your trusted real estate advisor is going to guide you on that path. All you have to do is answer the questions to the best of your knowledge. That's it. That's all anyone's asking you to do, is simply to share your knowledge. You know the quirks, you know the idiosyncrasies of your house, you know what has happened with that house since the time you've owned it. So if it's in your mind and you're thinking that it should be disclosed, disclose it. It's not going to hurt your home sale in the vast majority of cases because buyers are going to appreciate the transparency that you have in selling your house. Another pro tip here before we adjourn this video today is when you get ready to actually go on the market and sell your home, it's extremely smart to do a home pre-inspection. And the reason why you do a home pre-inspection is because then you know all the issues before you go on the market. If you know all those issues, you have the opportunity to correct them, and you also have the opportunity to adjust your timing of going on the market if there's some bigger things that need to go ahead and be repaired. Also, you have all those fresh receipts to show and provide to a buyer. Now you'd be saying, well, why the heck would I do that when a buyer's just going to have a home inspection anyways? That's a great question. What happens if you're on the market and the buyer has the home inspection, and maybe you know and I know and everybody else around everybody knows it's really going to cost maybe $1,000 to fix something? It's highly likely that buyers in the mind's eye of a buyer at the time you're buying a home, and you're going to probably be here yourself once you sell your house if you're going to buy another one too. You're going to be taking a look at that home inspection report, and a lot of people get a little bit freaked out by it sometimes and trying to figure out what's cosmetic to major things, and that's why we have home inspectors and real estate agents that assist people through this process of negotiating home repairs. The point here being that whenever you disclose all this info, or you have that home pre-inspection, then you turn around and disclose it, you turn around and make it the home inspection available to the buyers, it increases the transparency. When a buyer knows what's going on with it, they're not going to be as concerned. But if you don't have one of those done first, and a buyer comes in and has it done, and they see $1,000, $2,000 of repairs that need to be done, you can fully expect that buyer to be asking you anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 of a reduction of your sales price, or some type of other form of negotiations if it just doesn't blow up midstream like that from the home inspection. And it'd be $3,000 to $5,000 per $1,000 of real work, by the way. So I mean, it's pretty silly that way. So it's just a matter of providing peace of mind. It goes back to what we said at the beginning of this video about fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. If we're able to alleviate fear, and the best way to alleviate fear is how? By providing the knowledge. And with the knowledge comes what? The comfort and the confidence in moving forward. So let's keep everybody happy through the selling process, you, the home buyer, and make sure that everybody has full disclosure going forward so everybody knows what they're getting into, and everyone will be confident in their decision and committed to the process when you enter the closing process and selling your home. Now tell me what you're thinking about this video in the comment section below. What stood out in your mind's eye as a prospective home seller, or maybe you're on the market now or getting ready to go on the market now, about disclosures? Is it the fact that the federal disclosures require you to disclose there may or may not be the presence of lead-based paint in a home built prior to 1978? Or was it the fact that you need to actually disclose hazardous conditions such as earthquakes, wildfires, flood zones, or maybe the repairs and insurance claims? Tell us about what really stood out to you in this video in the comment section below. Now, I'm going to put my contact information up. If you'd like to reach out to me to help you find a top agent, or simply say hi, feel free to do so. I always enjoy hearing from you. And if you haven't already done so, I'm going to ask you to do 3 things. Number 1, please subscribe to this channel. Number 2, please like this video. And number 3, please share this video around with someone you know is going to be able to help. And between now and next time, I'm wishing you and yours a lifetime full of love, wealth, abundance, and happiness. Thank you, team, for watching. Looking forward to coming back to you next Thursday with another home selling tips episode. See you soon.